Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. It's now time for newspaper review. Stay with us.
All right, Chukwudioke Lugbaja has just joined us, and it's our pleasure to have him as always. Chukwudioke, good morning.
Claire, how are you doing today?
Very well.
Good to be with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
as always.
Well, you do steal out of the show and steal into the show, you know. But the spacing out is okay, so that it will give you time to see to the other aspects of your life. Debola, how are you doing?
Great,
as usual.
All right, let's quickly.
They lost.
I like your calmness always. I wonder how I can muster it.
Thank you.
I don't want to talk about any other thing.
It's okay.
They lost.
Let's get on.
Chooks, they lost.
Let's get on.
Who?
They lost.
They lost? I'm at sea over that. But let's get on with it.
Continue to be at sea until we get the divers to bring you out. Let's quickly begin with leadership. And leadership has a lot going on the front page. But let's look at the lead story. Fear grips Plateau residents as gunmen kill 50. Several houses razed, communities deserted, village head, youth leader confirmed killings, security agencies keep mum. Details of that on page 4. Hardship, we won't cut corners to revive economy, Shatima, that is Vice President Shatima. Just above that story, CBN's benchmark interest rate hits 26.25% to sustain past gains. That's the caption there. And just before I come down to these other stories, above the nameplate you have Governor Inua back schools for state police and minimum wage. Again, Labour rejects FG's 54,000 naira offer. And coming down, we see other stories and okay. Iran searches for a new future after Rais's death. It's trending there. And let me quickly turn over to Blueprint. And Blueprint again is laden with a story on the minimum wage. And it says 54,000 naira minimum wage offer a joke carried too far by Labour. Talks continue today, Wednesday. Also threatens nationwide strike. And other stories trending just at the foot of the paper. Tobacco smoking kills 80 million annually. That's Kappa. And you have other stories just on the front page. ECOWAS mulls mediation committee to pacify Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And the other stories. Let's quickly, Demola, I think you can take it up from here.
Okay, thank you, Claire. I have Daily Sun with me, and below the nameplates, Labour rejects, that's the major headline there. Labour rejects federal government's fresh offer of 54,000 minimum wage. ASU threatens to invoke no pay, no work over withheld salaries. Details can be found on page 6 and 26. And we have another bloodbath in Plateau as terrorists kill over 40. SAR community. Experts kick as CBN raises interest rates to 26.25%. Details of that story can be found on page 25. Anxiety in Kano as Assembly moves to amend Emirate Council law. Details on page 26. Threat by security forces won't hinder May 30th sit at home. That's by IPOB. That's the details is on page 27. Rivers. Court declares extension of local government council's tenure unconstitutional. Details of that story can be found on page 28. And beside the nameplates, again, Peter Obi lampoons federal government. Is it lampoons or lampoons?
It's lampoon. The stress is on the second syllable.
Yes, lampoons.
Lampoon. Yes.
Federal government. Words like that, you know.
Yeah.
They
do happen.
Lampoons.
Lampoons. You know, Nigerian editors like big words. You know, berates, lampoons. I keep on.
Okay. Yes, Chuks, let's again visit this issue in Plateau.
Yeah.
Is it getting out of hand? Is it becoming overwhelming?
It got out of hand a long time ago. Has it become an intractable problem?
Intractable.
It's the shame of our life in this country that community members will just go down, mow down endlessly on and all that. People thought at a point it was about politics. It's large local government funds are the contention, blah, blah. I was in Jos for some time. I was in Jos for 4 years. Now, what's happening in Jos is more of an ethnic-based, you know, ethno-related violence. That's what it is. And it's about grazing fields and fields for cultivation and all that.
You know, Plateau used to be the most peaceful states in Nigeria.
And it was so peaceful that any time that the state radio came with, oh, Plateau, oh, Plateau, Chukwudi will go gaga, you know, at West of Mines. It was a sweet place.
Yeah. You know, the immediate past DG of NTA, that's Mohammed.
Okay. Ibn.
Yes.
Mohammed.
Yes, Ibn Mohammed had always talked about the Plateau, and each time he talks about it or writes about it, he writes with passion.
You could see the pain.
You could see the pain
on his face.
He grew up there. In fact, I read a write-up of his recently, how he described, his journey, to secondary and all that, and he's always prayers for Plateau.
Yeah.
And one thing again is that this incident is happening in Wase, local government area.
Yes.
Of course, that's the local government area of, some of the great politicians,
Very great. Wase is really on the political map in Nigeria.
Exactly. But the interesting thing here is that, according to this story, is that they could not, the residents of the community could not immediately report the incident because of poor communication network in that area.
Yeah, good, Claire. That's good to say. But what I was leading up to was that intelligence has failed again.
You see, that is...
By now, you plant people in these communities.
Precisely.
Let them reside with the people.
Precisely.
Let them feel the pulse. Let them know where the pendulum swings when it comes to this fratricidal, violence.
You see, we keep talking about state police.
Preemptive.
We keep talking about state police. Whatever happened to community policing?
Yeah, well, community policing.
You're talking about local vigilante now.
No, not just local vigilante.
No,
community
even the
policing.
regular police do community policing.
Precisely.
That's where the beat police.
You embed the police within the community.
Within the community, that's how it's supposed to be. You get a wisp. You get to know what's going to happen. Crime fighting is actually more proactive where it works than reactive. So, again, we failed. Don't tell me that GSM telephony did not work at that point in time. They come and go. No, it's no longer acceptable.
You just ended our conversation on that topic. Again, we failed.
Oh, that's
I think that's just, again, we failed.
We failed our fellow Nigerians.
In Plateau State,
whatever their tribe is.
Yes, especially.
Anyway, let's look
You have another story.
Yeah.
The minimum wage.
The minimum wage, yeah.
I thought we have been talking about the minimum wage.
In fact, we talked about it yesterday on Good Morning Nigeria.
Yeah, we did. They walked out because 48 was unpalatable to them. It's gone to 54 now. They still say no, it's not going to work. There is nothing wrong at all. It is dialogue. It's the process of dialogue. Mark my words. They are going to agree. They are going to agree on something between 170. They would eventually.
Between 100 and 200. Will be.
They will.
But
let
that's
them keep talking.
650,000.
I was thinking. I was thinking that there should have been clear economic indices, to measure if even marginal increments, you should have indicators to tell you this is it, and then you place it on the table during dialogue, and everybody knows, okay, these are the things that we're ticking against this, maybe transport. How many percent you take it, or you say no, and then you have a very transparent.
Actually, one of the things that they discussed yesterday was, look, the variables will have to be considered, because when you say you are going to jack up the minimum wage to 615,000 naira, what will happen to the economy? What will happen to the inflation? What will happen to so many things that will be affected? Would the private sector be able to afford that? Yes. Because when you say 615,000 naira, would you be able to, what about the state governments? Would they be able to have, even most of them right now are still unable to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage?
You see,
where the question is.
Please,
that should not...
The thing is, Claire's 10,000 naira has now been replaced by 30,000 naira requirement to buy things. That is what has happened.
That is what has
Whether
happened.
states can afford it or not, that is the truth for the citizens. It's either the state embarks on more internal revenue generation, whatever they want to do, because, again, I'm saying that there is no parity between your earnings anymore and what you expend.
Okay.
So something must be done about it.
Now look at the
Something will be
look at the new monetary rate. Now that is also going to impact
on
definitely, yes,
Yeah.
on the economy in one way or the other, and the people will bear the brunt. Because even the governor said so.
The economy, right, even before the current administration took over, has been on tenterhooks. It's been in real dire straits. Nothing is going to tangibly change and change concretely till the next maybe 1 year, 18 months. But I like what the central bank governor just said, that investors' feedback on what has happened so far is quite positive.
What about the local manufacturers? We are thinking about the investors' feedback.
The local manufacturers have forever choked on, disappearing benefits and all that. That's why, what's that district in Lagos? Was it Jibo? Where's that district that led to NBC, the Nigerian bottling company? I can't remember. I left Lagos a long time ago.
That's Accra.
Companies deserted that district. Remember?
That's Oba Akran.
Oba Akran Avenue. So it's always been like that. It's always been like that. What has happened in this country is that we decided to pretend about a festering sore. Now it's almost untreatable. But we thank God that the current administration is taking the bull by the horns. I like the president for one thing. He said, this is what I'm going to do when I come in, because he had seen what was on the ground. So Nigerians are being pleaded with to still show that understanding and all that.
Okay, Chooks, let's look at another story. It's a statement credited to VP, the Vice President, Shetima. Hardship. We won't cut corners to revive economy, and I think this is very interesting. Actually, it's on the inside page.
We won't cut corners.
Yes.
That's repeating, the words of his principle.
Yes, and I think these are statements that we can use to hold our leaders accountable. And he said, for inside, he said, in our quest for economic recovery, we must recognize that we are not here to cut corners. The path we have chosen involves necessary sacrifices.
Exactly.
But these are essential for securing a brighter future for our
I can tell you that within 1 year you'll begin to see the benefits. My economics is not very good, but the end point is that you make the economy so accommodating that investors will step into it and ultimately create those jobs and reflate the economy the way you want. It's going to take some stabilizing efforts over time.
What was your best subject in school? Certainly not economics.
It was not economics.
Or is it the higher the price?
No. I think it was English, because
the higher the price
on Her Majesty's Secret Service and all that.
The higher the price, Chukudi. The higher the price,
the lower the demand.
No. Wait a minute. Don't molest me on this program. because I was the one who told Professor Nao at the MBA class that price is the meeting point of demand and supply. And everybody applauded.
You are talking
I
English.
didn't do well eventually.
I think we finished reviewing the papers. You are speaking English. You are speaking English. But Demola, you are quiet.
Yeah, you have to make sacrifice. You have to make sacrifice.
All right, they said we should go. So Chukwudi.
Are we going now?
Yes.
We got to go.
We have to go.
I'm going to miss you as usual.
It's just that I'm worried that they have to just find a solution to this minimum wage issue. I don't like the issue that is dragging and dragging and dragging.
Yeah.
So
No. It's to be expected. Don't worry, it will all be ironed out.
All right.
Anyway, so well, let's draw the curtain now. And
Oh God, here you go again.
yes, on this.
Please draw the curtain, Demola.
We'll take a break. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.